In this lesson, we'll create a similar piece on the top, but a slightly different shape. So let's go ahead and jump back in here. So on the bottom, we kind of extruded out a piece from this cylinder, so made it one piece of geometry. But we don't always have to do that. We can have separate pieces of geometry, just like the barrel is a separate piece. So let's add a piece right on the top, and this piece we want to be sort of a half cylinder. So we'll start with a cylinder, polygon primitive cylinder, and let's bring it up kind of in a position. Let's rotate it sideways, so kind of 90 degrees in the X. We can change the radius of this, so make it something like that. I think would be probably pretty good. And we can take our subdivisions down. Let's take them just down to like 16. Okay, and we'll kind of pull it down like that, so we get something like that. Let's take our radius, let's take it down just a little bit. Let's take the height up. So we do want it to kind of penetrate in to the cylinder, and then we want to bring it out to, maybe right there would be pretty good. Let's take this radius down just a little bit more. So I actually want to have the bottom of this cut off rather than just penetrating into the barrel, as you can see here. So instead of going all the way through, I want it to be cut off. So to do that, these edges are defining the shape, right? So, and they all converge at this pole. So in order to flatten off the bottom, we could come in and simply delete those polygons and then fill it and redraw it. You can also come in here and just double click on these edges and hit Control Delete. And do the same thing on this side and then here as well. And you can see how that is removing both the edges and the points. So now we've got a nice flat piece on the bottom. Now one thing you'll notice is that this is an N-gon because of this pole here and then the pole on the other side. So we can hit Shift, right click, go to Split Polygon tool, draw it up to this pole. Same thing up here. And we may need to come in and merge, so you can see how those aren't connected. So we'll grab those, just dragging across, and we'll go to Edit Mesh, Merge, and that'll merge those points together. We can do the same thing here. This one is a little bit further off, so I'll drag it over until it's pretty much on top, and then I'll go ahead and merge that together. And you can see the shading on that has changed a little bit. We're going to be smoothing this, but if you want to set your normal angle, you could kind of come in here and set that, and that'll kind of fix that up. Okay, now we don't need the polygons on the back here. So we've deleted that. We've still drawn that back and merged that, but you could leave it if you wanted to. You could come down here, and now I want to add kind of an opening on the front here with a little bit of a bevel to it. And so let's take those faces. Let's do an extrude. And we'll kind of pull out the thickness for that. And let's take our offset down a little bit. And then we can use our transform manipulator to kind of pull it down so it's flat. Kind of something like that. Let's repeat that extrude. Do another little offset. Repeat again with the G key and push this back in. Repeat again. Push it back in just like that. Then if we're smoothing this, we're going to need to add some edge loops. So we'll go to our Insert Edge Loop tool. And let's just add some edge loops right in here to kind of tighten things up a little bit. And right up in there. Now, as I smooth this, it's going to really round off the sides there. And so that may be what you want. You may want that to be a little bit more rounded off. If not, you can come down with your Insert Edge Loop tool. And because it's rounding in this direction, we know that the place where we want to add our edge loop is right in here, to be able to tighten that up. So it kind of sticks it down to the bottom a little bit better. All right, so that gives us our sort of cylindrical shape up at the top. So you can see things are starting to come together. We've got a piece that's extruded straight out of here, and then we've got a piece that's separate that we've added in and put together. So we can start to assemble these models in different ways with different geometry, or start to build out from the same piece to build a seamless model. Let's go ahead and delete our history on this piece, and we'll freeze our transformations. And so the next thing we want to do is build a couple more things out of the base here to sort of begin to tie all these other pieces together a little bit. So we'll build a kind of a channel for our handle to go in, and then we'll also build an area for this little kind of wire piece that we're going to create coming out of the top. So we'll go ahead and do that in the next lesson.